Mark Stepp here. I want to share a clip with you from one of our customer office hours that we host every Thursday. These events are a lot of fun because we get to spend time answering questions, showcasing new features, and helping troubleshoot all of the things that come up across the week inside of SAM for our customers. You're going to see exactly what it means to be a part of this community and how we're moving it forward. Then after that, I'm going to share with you how you can join this community.
I know some of you, several of you came from, well, you started with me in AdvantageXi. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me so long. To me, it's an honor to be able to help you guys and really, build that relationship.
He was talking Mark-It,
yeah.
It was Mark-It and then AdvantageXi.
Yeah. So the original was Mark-It-Systems.
Mark-It-Systems.
Play on words, marketing systems. And then we did do a little bit of a rebranding for, instead of just Mark-It-Systems, to the product changed whenever we went to Windows based. We went to AdvantageXi as the product, but it was still Mark-It-Systems was the company. So then we moved to, the previous, or the other company, trying to stay balanced here. But one of the features that was in that Cody did an amazing job at building out the template editor for that section of the workflow analyzer and printer and stuff. Was really proud of what he had accomplished. One thing that we didn't do whenever I took over and started building out things is didn't carry over some of that, some of those features. And I wanted to reconcile that because it can be very useful in what you're doing. So in your templates area, you go into your templates and you can pull up any template that's in there. And, maybe it's like, could this be better? Could it, could we do something that's a little more appropriate? So like, something like this is just, it's ugly. It doesn't do a whole lot. And this was just a sample type thing, but, maybe you've got a better style email that you've created stuff and you want to do some checking on it to see, is the wording good? Is there, good quality type email? So whenever you click that analyze button, it will go out and it will start analyzing the content that's on the screen. So what this does is this goes through and it says, okay, what is the sentiment? And in this case, it scores it from 0 to 10, 10 being the highest quality or whatever. And in this case, it's got a good sentiment. I could make it better. Basically, these graph items here allow you to drag it left or right if you need to tone it down and you need to make them better. Many of them will have lower scores. This one's probably already been adjusted to be better, but they could have a lower score down here, in which case you grab the little dark circle, you drag it up to where you want it, typically excellent, but it will then take the information, rewrite it to be better sentiment, and then allow you to save that before it goes out, and it also saves a new version and everything. It does the call to action. Does it have a good call to action? So in this case, don't take my word for it. Here's a link. So it does have a call to action in it. If that type of thing is not there, you'd be at a lower score. You could drag it, click over here, and then it'll take the context of what you're talking about and then build in that call to action. You would still need to go in there and adjust the actual link if it gives you a link of something. But at least it kind of creates that context of what you need in there, and then you can make some minor adjustments. It then also checks for correct voice, and based off of who you're logged in as, it can take this document and compare it to what you've got in your settings in your profile. So if you guys have not done this yet, you really need to go into your profile. Inside your profile, this is where you identify who's your broker information, your company information, and then each of your team members. For each team member, then, whenever you go in there, it will give you basic information about phone numbers, emails, and stuff. But there's a section here for member voice. How does this person communicate? Assertive, calm, friendly, warm, whatever. And you can check whichever ones those are. If you don't know how you correspond with people, or maybe this is I would like to think that I'm this or whatever, you can certainly do that. Just check them. Or you can go into the analyze content piece, paste in some content that you've already written yourself, hopefully not generated content, but if you needed to, if that's the way you've done everything, great. You paste this in and click on OK, and it will take whatever that content is, and then it will update this list based off of that content. What is your voice? Are you, futuristic or casual, descriptive, education, all these different types? This is really important for any kind of content that's generated through SAM. It will then utilize that information for doing in the correspondence whenever it's generating it for you automatically. That includes, like, if you've got a routine and you're changing the objective of a template, or you're just using an objective to create a new message, it will use these voice elements to identify how does it sound whenever it goes out. Well, that same sentiment, or the voice, is what it will do whenever it pulls this up and analyzes it. You can go in, identify what is the voice of this and how close is it to what you've specified. And if it's not close at all, then drag it over, and then it will rewrite that message based off of those voice elements so that it correlates more with what you do. Why is this important? Well, have you ever heard never meet your heroes? The thing about meeting your hero is that oftentimes, they're not who you think they are. And in some ways, it kind of falls into that same state. So if you are communicating with people on a regular basis and sending out material, you're sending out correspondence of some sort, and if it's supposed to be from you, but whenever they actually meet you, they can tell through the way you talk or whatever, it's not the same, it can throw things off. And this just tries to help keep you aligned with whatever you do. Is it gimmicky? I don't know. I think it's more about making sure that SAM, whenever it's generating content for you, it's actually creating and generating content that represents you and your brand. So that's what's kind of important here. So by grabbing this, we can, in this case, the sentiment, maybe I want to change the sentiment on this. I can bump it up. It'll go through. It takes the content that's there. It'll change it, tweak it just a little bit, and then it'll try to make it better. Then it reanalyzes it again, and then it will show you what types of changes that's been made, and then you can save it.
I hope you truly understand how we're working to build a community that doesn't just serve the interest of some big business, but actually helps you, the real estate agent, understand how to use your tools successfully to move the needle on your business. I truly believe that if we work as a community, we all win. And we don't just answer questions, we really focus on exactly how we can help you do that. So if you would like to join this community, you can get started by visiting sam.workflowsecrets.info and click the sign up button. This is going to give you 14 days of free access. You'll be invited to our customer event and you can see this live. You can spend time with Mark and I, and you can even ask your own questions as they come up. Then at the end of your 14-day trial, you can sign up for a monthly subscription inside of SAM and continue to move and learn and progress just like the community has. But it all starts by visiting sam.workflowsecrets.info and clicking the sign up button. I'll see you there.